Okay, Sounds of Decay 1.
This is the Rivers of Nile, self-titled. The term Nile refers to the philosophical concept that life has no inherent meaning or value. So one might assume that a river of this particular belief system would feel like a seminar on Nietzsche. It is in fact not. Rivers of Nile is the name of this Reading, PA quartet's hyper-intellectual, hyper-dynamic brand of technical death metal, and now is also the name of their self titled fifth full length album and the name of the closing track of the 10 on offer here.
Reading, not reading, dipshit.
That aforementioned closer is the shortest, clocking in at just over 3 minutes, while the rest dwell in the proggier 4 to 6 minute range.
A self-titled release this deep into a band's catalog often signals a new direction. In this case, it's more of an internal recalibration, a fine-tuning of the many-layered sonic taco dip they've been creating for years. Bassist Adam Biggs now takes over on brutal snarls, while new addition Andy Thomas brings the alt-rock chorus clean vocals. Jared Klein became the triple threat, drums, rasp, and harmony vocals. While Nile might suggest a cosmic bummer, guitarist Brody Utley has clarified they're not here to ruin your vibe. The name is less about preaching philosophical despair and more about capturing a feeling, the weight of time, the frayed edges of modern living, and yeah, maybe the urge to scream into the abyss, but artistically. Dig deeper, and the name fits their sound perfectly. Complex, layered, occasionally chaotic, but always cerebral. This is music that studies pitch and light and somehow finds room for saxophone solos without ever slipping into novelty. It's that sonic sweet spot that makes you ask, what if I grew ferns for a living?
Suborbital blues will snare you right away, packing more hooks than a Cenobite convention.
That's a good one.
And yes, suborbital, as in we reach space but not quite orbit, Katy Perry style. The kind of blues that comes from pointless, high cost joyrides. The soft coos at the intro sound phantom and mournful. These will return later in the track like a memory. Jared Klein's drums enter with hard smack toms that feel like warning shots. The riffs rumble low, like a spaceship growling through engine warm-up. And Biggs's bass? It throbs like a migraine in your brainstem, but somehow he makes it hurt so good.
That's so good.
Andy Thomas's clean vocals layer with Klein's into a bright baritone alt-rock choir. Can you see it? Believe that. Our dreams will orbit the earth forever. But when big snarls enter, it's like he's emoting through a mouthful of venom and fangs. The blast beats fire off in intermittent windshield wiper mode. Each layer takes a turn, then sometimes collide all at once in a sonic mosh pit. One of the most striking moments hits when Brody Utley's synthesizer locks with every syllable of Thomas sings. It's unexpectedly theatrical, like a Broadway production. Thomas follows with a solo that's so chock full of notes, gradually losing its grip on sanity till it ends in a ragged scream. The outro leaves you with squelchy, pulsing blips, like your ship's failing interface, and that awful feeling when your screen just flashes. Fatal error.
Despair Church opens like a knocked loose style grind, repeating like an industrial mixer, emitting rhythmic, churning waves. Utley lets his synth notes flutter like laundry on a line, eerily beautiful and just out of reach. Then Klein's drums drop into a relentless roll, repeating, rumbling beneath Biggs's snarl that bares his teeth before blasting off into ludicrous speed stratospheres. When the layered clean vocals arrive, it's like a window just cracked open in a stagnant room, fresh air and tension mixing, like two voices having an argument. The clean, peel away a miracle every day. Will everything feel the same? Growled response, the stars have fallen. Off-tune descending riffs pile up like dread on a cracker, until a wiry guitar solo sneaks in from the shadows. Then, suddenly, everything halts. For the final minute, a saxophone sings full of longing, steeped in grief, while piano plinks behind it like it's opening in the same vein. By contrast, Dustman kicks off in a panic, with stuttering drums that feel like they're hunting for the right synapse until they finally connect and fire off, joined by ghostly, disembodied synth notes. The guitars are low, sniffing and snarling like junkyard dogs, matched by Big's venom-drenched growls.
When the clean vocals call out Dustman, it's got all the pomp and ridiculous majesty of a superhero theme music. And if there was a Dustman superhero, he'd definitely have a Dyson-level attachments and a tragic backstory involving lint. Long moaning synth lines add a fourth voice to the mix, hovering like a warning beacon. A breakdown hits with classic metalcore stomp, vile, spit-laced vocals and drums that lurch and roll like a mining cart with no brakes, slowing only for hills and carnage. Let's play a clip. This is Despair Church. The logical end might just be the album's crown jewel. It opens with retro synth lines straight out of Stranger Things, quickly joined by jazzy tap drums and clever fills. This time, Klein uses the dark side, layering in a vengeful whisper behind Biggs's throat-bleeding growl, while Thomas's clean vocals keep showing up, only to be bullied out of the spotlight. Blast beats explode like a cowboy-laden, bucking bronco, barely holding together under a gnarly descending guitar line that grabs you by the hair and just keeps yanking. Then suddenly, you're released.
Enter the saxophone, slinking in like a runway model in velvet, flaunting every melodic curve, mirrored note for note by a guitar that absolutely refuses to be upstaged. The blast beats return in full force as the three vocal styles collide in a full-blown turmoil. And then the clean vocals take flight, soaring in like a pelican riding the ocean breeze, bringing the unexpected grace to the chaos. By the track's end, Klein's drums sound like an air popper gone rogue, overflowing in a final burst of cathartic noise. Rivers of Nihil have always trafficked in controlled chaos, but this self-titled record feels like both a reinvention and a reintroduction. With lineup shifts, vocal shape-shifting, and genre-stretching arrangements, this album doesn't follow a straight arc. It spirals, sneers, lurches, and occasionally glows. This isn't your crack open a beer and grill some burgers kind of band. Rivers of Nihil is the soundtrack for staring out a rain-streaked window and thinking about how you feel invisible at work. Next time your coworker botches a spreadsheet and blames you, just remember, 100 years from now, their goof-ups will be dust. And who said nihilism doesn't come with perks? Let's close it out with a clip. This is The Logical End.
This is the Snaggletooth Extreme Metal Podcast.